Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOURFRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You know how unpredictable the NFL can be, right? But one thing that's been quite clear over the past few weeks, especially as we inch closer to the start of training camp, is that there's a lot of buzz around the Washington Commanders and their roster. And if you're really paying attention to this team, you know that the story isn't just about the upcoming season, but about some key players whose future could define the franchise's trajectory for years to come. Let's talk about one of the most electrifying talents on this squad, wide receiver Terry McLaurin. Now, McLaurin has been a fan favorite for a while, and for good reason. Even during some of the less-than-stellar quarterback play in DC, he's managed to be a bright spot, a true professional who consistently delivers on the field. Last season, he scored 13 touchdowns, making him one of the most reliable targets in the league. His route running, his ability to create separation, and his underrated toughness have made him a cornerstone for the Commanders' passing attack. But here's the kicker: despite his production, McLaurin is heading into the final year of his rookie deal, and he's set to become a free agent in 2026. That means as June approaches, he's currently without a contract extension, and naturally that has fans and insiders alike wondering what the future holds. The big question is, will Washington lock him down before it's too late, or will we see another situation where a talented player leaves for greener pastures? Well, the good news, or at least the cautiously optimistic perspective, is that the Commanders' front office, led by General Manager Adam Peters, has a real chance to change that narrative. From what we're hearing, discussions are ongoing, and there's a genuine desire to keep McLaurin in Washington for the foreseeable future. It's not just about the money, although, let's be honest, McLaurin deserves top-tier compensation, but also about what he represents for this team. Character, leadership, work ethic, those are qualities that head coach Dan Quinn and Peters have emphasized as crucial to building a winning culture here. Right now, McLaurin isn't attending today's voluntary OTA sessions. Does that mean he's unhappy? Not necessarily. Sometimes players choose to hold out or skip optional workouts for various reasons, especially when they're in negotiations. And as insider Ben Standig pointed out, wake me up if there's no new agreement before training camp. That's a pretty telling statement because it indicates that the front office and McLaurin's camp are in talks, and they're optimistic about reaching an agreement. Our prediction has been that McLaurin could secure a deal in the $30 million per year range, which would put him among the top-paid receivers in the league. And frankly, it's deserved. He's proven time and again that he's a game changer, someone who can take over a game on any given Sunday. The organization recognizes that, and they're willing to pay for it. The Athletic also echoes that sentiment, suggesting that some positive news is inevitable, even if it might not come before the start of training camp. But why the delay? Well, negotiations in the NFL can be complex, especially when teams are trying to balance the salary cap, future planning, and the need to keep key players happy. Washington, after some difficult years, is on the cusp of being a real contender. They've got the cap space, they've made smart draft choices, and they're building a team that can compete at a high level. McLaurin, as a player with high character and leadership qualities, fits perfectly into that vision. And if you think about the broader picture, this isn't just about one receiver's contract. It's about the identity of the team. Washington has been striving to become a championship-level squad, and players like McLaurin are instrumental in that journey. His chemistry with young quarterback Jayden Daniels, who's been showing flashes of stardom in recent games, could be a game-changer. Daniels has all the tools: arm strength, mobility, improvisational ability, and pairing him with a reliable, explosive receiver like McLaurin could elevate the offense to new heights. Let's not forget, the Commanders' offense last year was somewhat inconsistent, but McLaurin's presence kept them afloat. His ability to make contested catches, his route-running precision, and his football IQ are exceptional. And with Daniels now at the helm, the hope is that this connection continues to grow stronger. The team has been investing heavily in their offensive line, and the addition of a dynamic receiver like McLaurin would make their passing game even more dangerous. Now, on the defensive side, the Commanders have been building a formidable unit, especially with the emergence of young stars in the secondary and the front seven. The defense has been one of the bright spots in recent seasons, and if the offense can get more consistent, they could be a real playoff contender. The organization's focus on character and leadership, as I mentioned earlier, is a big part of their culture. They want guys who are not only talented but also bring positive energy and leadership to the locker room. McLaurin embodies all of that, so what's next? Well, fans, it's all about patience and optimism. The talks are ongoing, and it's clear that both sides want to find common ground. The feeling around DC is that a deal will eventually get done, perhaps just in time for training camp or shortly after. That's when we'll see McLaurin back on the field, fully committed and ready to help this team chase that elusive Super Bowl title. And if the front office can get this done, it'll send a strong message to the rest of the league that Washington is serious about winning now. This is a team that's been through a lot, no doubt, but they're also one that's on the rise. The recent draft picks, the strategic free agent signings, and the bright future of their young quarterback all point toward a promising horizon. And having a player like McLaurin locked in long-term would be a huge step forward. Imagine the kind of impact he could have in the next few seasons, especially with the kind of talent they're assembling around him. And speaking of the division, let's not forget how competitive the NFC East has become. The Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, everyone is upgrading, everyone is aiming for the top. Washington wants to be right there with them, and keeping McLaurin happy and healthy is part of that plan. The rivalry with those teams is fierce, and every piece of good news, every signing, every extension adds to the narrative that the Commanders are serious contenders. Looking at the bigger picture, this kind of stability and continuity in the receiving core could be what pushes Washington over the edge. McLaurin's leadership and consistency provide a foundation for the offense to grow. And with Jaden Daniels maturing and developing chemistry with his weapons, we could be looking at a breakout season that surprises many. Remember, the NFL is a league of moments, and having reliable playmakers like McLaurin is what turns potential into reality. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you think McLaurin will sign that extension soon? Are you optimistic about the team's chances this year? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this franchise. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more inside scoops, and all the latest news about the Washington Commanders. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's continue to support this team through thick and thin. The best is yet to come, and with the right moves, this team could be on the verge of something truly special. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Commanders.